What is up, guys? This is Lemire here. I hope all of you guys are having a fantastic day, and welcome back to the first vlog for 2022. I'm so excited to get back into the swing of things and start providing you guys with some entertaining content. So today, I'm going to be taking a ride on the Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific Railway. This is a line that is, today we'll be starting from the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It's going to travel 8 miles down the track into the Redwoods of Felton, which is the home of Roaring Camp, the railroad that I visited last year. Before we disembark, I do want to talk a little bit about the history of the Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific, and then head on down to Roaring Camp. Got about an hour break there, probably do some train spotting and stuff, and then hop up back on the train, take us back out here to the boardwalk. So, without further ado, let's get this vlog started.
The Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific Railway was founded in 1985 by the late F. Norman Clark, the railway enthusiast who, along with his wife Georgiana in 1963, also founded Roaring Camp Railroads in the nearby town of Felton. Although the railroad line today is standard gauge, the original whose route it follows, the Santa Cruz and Felton Railroad, was a narrow gauge line built in 1875. The Santa Cruz and Felton helped to transport logs, powder, lime, and even tourists from the redwoods around Felton down along the San Lorenzo River to the Monterey Bay. Because of its ability to support the local infrastructure, the railroad has been regarded as one of the most successful in the history of railroading. In 1880, the company would merge with another narrow gauge railroad, the South Pacific Coast Railroad, and connect Felton and Santa Cruz with the port at Alimar in the San Francisco Bay Area. This line did not last for long though, as in 1887, the standard gauge Southern Pacific acquired the South Pacific Coast, and by 1909 had converted the entire route to standard gauge. However, there was one event that changed the trajectory of the railroad line's life. In 1940, harsh flooding from the San Lorenzo River would force parts of the line to close, and by 1982, the conditions were so severe that the entire line was permanently closed down. This would not be the end of the story, of course, as Roaring Camp Railroad's owner F. Norman Clark would breathe new life into the Santa Cruz and Felton section of track. However, he would never see his vision come to fruition, as a year before the line opened, Clark sadly passed away from pneumonia during his time spent restoring the railroad. To this day, visitors can take the train from Felton all the way to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk or vice versa. Trips can be one-way or round trip. And now that we know a little bit more about this line, let's take a ride aboard the Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific Railway. The train departs the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk on Beach Street, where passengers are shown great views of the boardwalk, the beach, and the pier. After turning away from Beach Street, the route passes through the residential area on Chestnut Street. The train then travels through the 900-foot-long tunnel below Santa Cruz's Mission Hill. After the tunnel, the train crosses over California State Route 1 and begins the climb up the 3% grade into the Santa Cruz Mountains. Visitors can get their first glimpse of the iconic coastal redwoods, some of which are as tall as the Statue of Liberty. It is at this point that the line traverses over State Route 9, running parallel to the San Lorenzo River. Beyond the railroad crossing, the train makes its way past the original right-of-way for the Santa Cruz and Felton Railroad and over the San Lorenzo via a truss bridge built in 1909. Passengers are greeted by hikers on the trails of Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park, home of the iconic Big Trees. Our train arrives at the Roaring Camp Depot, and we have a 1-hour break before heading back down the line to the boardwalk. In the meantime, we are greeted by the Dixiana, one of the logging locomotives of Roaring Camp. An hour rolls by, and the train returns to the platform, ready to disembark.
Not bad, only 2 minutes late. Let's see if we can make that up.
Although the return trip is delayed by 2 minutes, we were rewarded with a great view of the other Roaring Camp locomotive, the Tuolumne, as it made its way up towards Bear Mountain. This shot is by far one of the best I've ever filmed on my vlogs, and that truly says something.
Alright guys, well that concludes my trip on the Santa Cruz, Big Trees, and Pacific Railway. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and that it's encouraged you to go check out the railroad for yourself. There's so much history to that railroad line in particular that it made it difficult for me to choose what bits of information I wanted to talk about. I love railroad history and preservation, and I love sharing that passion with you guys here on YouTube. So it's something that I want to continue to do more often here on the channel, but they won't be the basis of my channel. And lastly, I want to thank the employees of both Roaring Camp and Santa Cruz Big Trees and Pacific for providing not only an educational, but a truly enjoyable experience. These attractions tell stories, and we need to make a consistent effort to keep these stories alive for generations to come. I think that's going to be it for today. As always, to get more content like this, remember to tune in. Same Matt time, same Matt channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care, and have a fantastic rest of your day.